Welcome to lesson number 2 of pedal board setup. Today we're going to look at some pros and cons of shifting pedals around. You will see or probably hear that the tuner should always go at the start. The reason why is tuners are great at the beginning of a chain, as they will give a very clean signal from your guitar and tune accurately. Top tip, by the way, when you're tuning the guitar, switch it to the neck pickup and roll off the tone of your guitar for a more accurate tuning. So that's switch it to the neck pickup and roll off the tone of your guitar slightly for a more accurate tuning. And like I said, placing your chromatic tuner at the beginning of the chain will give you a very clean signal for your guitar and give it more accurate tuning. However, the downside is if you're using your chromatic tuner as a mute switch, like at the end of a song, for example, the only problem is, if you follow my cursor, if you mute here, what normally happens is, especially if, for example, you've got your digital reverb turned on and your delay turned on, you mute the signal here and the trails keep going on and on, so you don't get that nice tagged ending if required. So some guitarists will shift their tuner to the end, and when you use your tuner as a mute switch, it will cut off all the pedals, giving you a nice, clean, accurate, precise. When you mute a song at the end, you don't get all of these trails like you would if the tuner was here. So there's pros and cons. More accurate tuning here, but if required, a more clean cut, sharp ending to a song or a section if the tuner's here and you're using the tuner as a mute switch. So that's the tuner. Thinking about where to place the tuner. Volume pedal. Where to place the volume pedal? Again, it depends what you're after. If you place the volume pedal after the tuner, you're basically creating the same effect of turning the volume up and down on the guitar. So if you want that swell, that kind of bloom effect like you get when you turn the volume control on a guitar, then keep it where it is, as it is on the screen here, straight after the tuner. However, if you want more control of your effects, then ideally you would put it at the end. This way you control the volume of all your effects rather than the volume of the guitar going into the effects. There is another alternative. Many guitarists put it after the distortion or overdrive pedals. Volume pedal after your overdrives or distortions or fuzz can help you keep the same amount of drive but make yourself quieter. This is helpful for those moments when someone is speaking during a service but you still want a bit of grit. I often place my volume pedal after an overdrive. I use it for choruses or just to give this sense of the plan being louder or more intense. Personally, I wouldn't recommend a volume pedal for lead guitar sounds, because really you need an EQ, because it's not just a case of just increasing the volume, but you need to change the sound as well. Delay and reverb. I say the more traditional approach is delay into reverb. However, you can do either, and there's different sounds depending on the way you do it. So for the more traditional approach, delay into reverb. Reverb being used in this context is to create space, and delay being used to repeat things, as opposed to using delay with a short repeat time to create a bigger sound. An example of this would be something like U2, where there's ambience to the sound, but the repeats are still distinct and defined and still easy to pick out. So running your delay into your reverb will give you more definition. However, if you want a more ambient texture, simply swap them around. By running reverb into delay, it's possible to get huge washes of ambient texture underneath your dry signal to create a more like pad-like texture. An example of this would be a band like Sigur Rós. That's it for today. See you in lesson 3.